Is Mnet Reality's latest survival dance competition series, World of Street Women Fighter, rigged? Today we're going to be diving into some of the major controversies right now surrounding the show since its air date in, I believe, May this year, 2025. If you're new to what Street Women Fighter is, what World of Street Women Fighter is, I got you. It's all female dance teams and they're going head to head in weekly missions, battling each other, and ultimately seeing who can be the ultimate street woman fighter. Season 2, it was truly such a global hit, and the reason being because in the first season it featured really all Korean teams, while in season 2 we got our first feature of a Japanese team, which was Subikill, and then we also got Jam Republic. Now Jam Republic, let me tell you, was the talk of the town for season 2, not only because it was like the first kind of big foreign team outside of the Asian sphere to join the series, but also because they were so different and unique and representing not only New Zealand, but I think the UK and America and the Philippines. So of course I was super excited when they announced that there would be a new spin-off series, World of Street Women Fighter, featuring teams from all over to compete in this survival reality competition dance series. But then the actual cast was released, like they started dropping promotional material for the series and were introduced to all the different teams that would be representing which countries, and let me tell you, something was just a little off. From the lack of true global representation and the popularity vote problem and the judging system, questions have arose on online forums about whether this show is truly fair or not and if it's rigged. Before we get into the video though, as always, my name is Bree with NE, and lately for this new era of my channel, I've been making a lot of sort of review, rants, recap videos, basically talking about whatever I want when I want. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any other videos I'm going to be releasing in the future. Also, please do, if you have not already, give this video a big thumbs up. And with that being said, let's get back into the video. So for World of Street Women Fighter, we've got teams from USA, Australia, Japan, Korea, and New Zealand. Representing Team USA, you see the fit. Orange, we have Team Motive. I think they're based in New York or LA, and it's led by Marley, the beautiful Marley. Actually, Marley, she inspired this hairstyle. But then we also have, representing South Korea, of course, Team Bums Up. Now, if you don't know, Team Bums Up is made and comprised of all of the former leaders from season 1, which was super interesting to see. Then also representing Australia, we have AG Squad, like the OG royal family. And as for who's representing New Zealand, we have the royal family. So this is New Day royal family that's representing New Zealand. And then also from Japan, we've got 2 teams representing Japan. So representing Tokyo, Japan is Team RH Tokyo, and this team is led by Riata, very well known in the industry for not only choreographing for K-pop groups but also working with like global artists such as Chris Brown. Then we have, representing Osaka, Japan, we have Ojo Gang, and this team is led by Ibuki, and one of another standout member on this team is also Kyoka. She's really talented. So massively talented and stacked cast. And with such a stacked cast and high production value, obviously expectations for me were high for this season. But as the episodes have unfolded, let's just say I've noticed a few things that aren't quite sitting right. I'm just gonna be offering up my valid criticisms, just my opinions on the show, so there are no false claims being made. Mnet, please do not sue me or block this video. So let's start with the biggest elephant in the room here when it comes to World of Street Women Fighter. We're missing the global aspect of it. Out of the 6 teams, 2 are Japanese. We also basically have 2 teams representing New Zealand / Australia because of royal family and AG Squad having previous members that were tied to royal families. Like, where's the rest of the world? Like, when I was first thinking of, okay, World of Street Women Fighter, global dance competition, I'm thinking we're getting teams from literally all over. Where's Brazil at? Where's Nigeria at? Where's China at? Where's France at? Like, I feel like we missed a mark here, or a great opportunity to really truly showcase a number of different countries. A lot of these teams are from the same region. Instead of diversifying further after seeing the success of season 2, we got this kind of mild diversification where they doubled down on only really showing similar regions and even honestly skipped entire continents, because where is Africa? Where's South America on this list, guys? Where is the world? Where is the global representation? Now let's talk about the popularity aspect to survival shows such as World of Street Women Fighter. There's usually some component of fans voting, some sort of popularity vote being held to help the contestants advance further. And I get it, viewer engagement matters. You obviously want to keep teams on the screen who are popular, who are holding a lot of viewership, honestly. You want to keep those teams around. However, when popularity votes become the almost deciding factor over whether a team stays or leaves, I kind of have a problem with that. In World of Street Women Fighter, we get the popularity vote through views and likes and comments and engagement on the different missions and video performances that they're being posted on the Choom's YouTube channel. So when teams like Korea, for instance, who's based in Korea, post a performance video, obviously their views are gonna skyrocket above others, their likes, their comments, general engagement is gonna be higher than a team, for instance, like Motive, who really doesn't have super standout members, and that not a lot of them are super far into their career or have super global recognition just yet. The only person I can think was getting recognized in the first episode is our breaker, Logan Logistics. She is, I think, an Olympic breaker, like a winner in the Olympics for that, gold medalist, silver medalist, whatever the medalist, girl, she's a medalist in the Olympics. But generally speaking, Team Motive compared to Korea, their viewership is gonna be crazy different because Team Korea is based in Korea. They're gonna obviously soar in the popularity vote. Here's the thing, I have no problem with the popularity vote giving teams a minimal advantage in these missions, but I feel like the popularity vote truly has become the deciding factor in this series for what teams stay and what teams leave, regardless of if the judges rank them high or regardless as if they truly objectively put together just a great performance or did really well on a mission. It just doesn't sit well with me, and this is not taking anything away from the more popular teams like Korea especially, who obviously soar in the popularity vote category. This isn't to take anything away from their talents or to say they only have their popularity vote, but I do feel like if they didn't have their popularity vote, in a lot of these instances, they would have at least seen
Real quick,
a battle.
This is editing Bree. I did just want to say, because after watching this week's episode, which featured the elimination of Bums Up, which was honestly very shocking, I'm not gonna lie. I did honestly think that they would make it at least to the finals. Winning it, I don't know. It was up in the air, but certainly my point still stands in this area, talking about the unfairness and the biasness of the popularity vote, because obviously Team Korea was on top for a majority of the popularity votes. Now this episode was a one-off instance that ended them up in elimination and being ultimately eliminated, but I still do think, again, my original point stands, just because all teams previously before were taken out really due to that dang popularity vote. They had really high scores from the judges, but didn't have enough likes or didn't have enough views. So I just think things like that were kind of petty differences between going into elimination battle or not, and I think more times than not, Bums Up escaped that.
You can outdance your competitor as much as you want, or just be better than them, dance-wise, because that's what this show is about, dance and not popularity, and still get sent home because you didn't receive enough likes or enough views on a silly little mission. Is it possible for a country to host a truly unbiased global competition where one of the teams are representing them, right? And that's a valid point to bring up. So it'd be the same for any country really if Japan were to host a dance competition reality series. Obviously, Japan, the production is going to do kind of more things in its power to set up the series to where the Japan team stays in at least to the finals, or what have you. I think that is expected. I don't think Korea would let Team Korea get axed on, like, say, the first episode or the first mission. You know what I'm saying? Is it fair for Korea to host a global competition? Yes. But it does bring questions like, okay, will this be fair? Will this be set up in a way to where everyone has an equal fighting chance and Korea doesn't have one foot already out of the door, basically? Are they already set up for success? Especially seeing that there are Korean missions held, that there are Korean judges used throughout the series that understand the dynamics and culture of the Korean teams and are able to relate to the Korean teams more. And also the fact that it's produced on a Korean network, obviously with it being the host country, but still, is it truly unbiased? Is what I'm getting at. And again, this does not mean the Korean team isn't insanely talented, and that they have no fighting chance or lasting chance against any of these teams. But when a global format such as, World of Street Women Fighters is introduced and is judged by mostly local standards, being it is a Korean-based reality series with even Korean related missions like the K-pop mission, it does give the impression that some teams are just there to lose gracefully. And I say, if the playing field isn't even, if it isn't truly unbiased, what's the point of calling it a global competition? Why not just continue and make a Street Women Fighter season 3 instead of giving us World of Street Women Fighters, which I am grateful for. I am not complaining for the presence of this series because it introduced me to Motive. Now, speaking of the Korean related missions, the K-pop mission specifically, the missions need to evolve. Why are we still doing K-pop missions in a global competition series? This is no longer Street Woman Fighter, the Koreans. I mean, it's still a Korean series, like it's a Korean adaptation of, or spin-off series, what have you. It's still hosted by Korea, it's still a Korean series, but it has a more of a global aspect to it right now. Like, this is World of Street Woman Fighter. There are no longer 4 to 5 Korean teams and 1 foreign team. There are 4 to 5 foreign teams and 1 Korean team. So why are we doing K-pop missions? And you know what I'm saying? It feels off. I feel like the missions should have been elevated. It feels like we're watching Street Women Fighter 3 right now instead of this global competition series. And I feel like there is room for so many more creative missions to be held for a global competition series that they're marketing this as. Like, imagine a Brazilian funk challenge or a traditional African movement challenge, or just even genre-specific type or cultural dance type competition bases where Team X takes Team Y's cultural dance style and tries to do it better than them, and they both kind of swap cultures and see who can do it better, and that be the mission. Like, missions like that I felt like would have been like such a killer mission to see and witness. Now, I still like some of the missions we're getting, such as the Mega Crew mission, the Global Artist mission. I feel like these are okay to do for a global competition, but the K-pop mission, I was confused as to why we were still doing that. It just feels like we had a chance with World of Street Women Fighter from Street Woman Fighter to build cross-cultural understanding through dance, but instead we got just a variation of what we've seen in the first 2 seasons. This was a missed opportunity for the global spinoff to truly evolve from the original series. And I got another issue with the judging. And it's not in this way that you think that some certain judges are bad at their job. That is pretty much subjective. I think with any sort of battle or mission, certain judges are just going to feel a certain way or lean towards certain groups. But the judging system can benefit and does need stability, right? Why are there different judges every episode? Now, Mike Song and Mr. JYP as a judge, they've made more appearances than, all of the other judges, but still, it's hard to get a sense of a team's true progress and journey across the show when the judges are being switched in and out every episode. Like, why can't there be a consistent main lineup of judges that we see judging every mission, every battle, and maybe there's an addition of 1 guest judge, because I want to see judges who have seen all of these girls' teams, like all of their missions, all of their performances, all of their battles, all of the things leading up to this one elimination battle or this one mission, to be able to properly evaluate and say, hey, I see the progress they've made across this journey. I think their time here is still worth being explored, or to say, hey, this team has been continually on the bottom, and again, they're in the bottom. I think it may be time to cut them loose. Maybe they just can't keep up with the competition. Like, things like that, they'll be able to have better judgment of, because they've been able to track the progress and the journey of these girls, and see what team is actually truly excelling and what team is falling behind. But when you're having guest judges for every episode, and not just one guest judge, but like 3 to 4 guest judges, essentially a whole new panelist of judges to judge these girls who they've just met. They have no idea what they've been through before this elimination battle or this mission. It becomes now we're judging on a mission by mission basis, and sure, that could be the way the show runs, just to, if you did good in this mission, you succeed and you excel, and you progress in the competition. If you do bad in this mission, you got to go to elimination battle. Maybe that's just not how I would prefer a show to be run, because let's say you slay in the first 3 or 4 episodes, 3-4 missions, or 2 to 3 missions, and then you got this one bad mission, you were just off and your performance just was lacking, but yet you go into the elimination battle and you get eliminated just like that. Now, obviously, yeah, that's life, that's competition, reality series for you, but it just feels like that's a poor setup, I feel like we need to track the journey of these girls and see, are they continually delivering top tier worthy performances? Are they delivering the same performance each time? Because that could be a means of judging, where it's not just based on what are you giving me now, but what have you given me this entire series, right? So I feel like a better approach to the judging for this series would be to have a main lineup, a main panelist of judges, so 2 to 3 familiar faces, every mission, every elimination battle, everything that needs to be judged and ranked, and then maybe 1 or 2 guest judges for the episode. That way, the main judges can see all of the team's arcs throughout the season. They can see their growth and give constructive feedback, and it's not just mission by mission based. So is World of Street Woman Fighter rigged? I don't think it's honestly that black and white. I can't say yes, I can't say no. But I do think, however, it is somewhat flawed. In my opinion, the lack of diversity and the popularity vote or bias and the inconsistency with judging, it just feels like what could have been a great season is now just, yeah, it's a good season. It's a good series. Like, it's not truly groundbreaking like I would have thought it would have been on a global level. Now, I'm gonna still be watching every week. I didn't say I wasn't going to. I gotta cheer my girlies on. Team Motive, Team Marley, baby, Team Fantea, which I'm a little nervous because it seems like they're probably gonna go to elimination battle in this next episode after following the global artist mission. Them views sitting low, baby. But let me know in the comments below, who are you guys rooting for? My pick to win would be Team Motive. I would settle for an AG Squad win. That's just where I am. Are you loving the season? Do you disagree with any of the complaints or issues I have with this show? If you do, let me know respectfully. And if you enjoyed today's breakdown, as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss another rant, review, recap video like this. And if you made it to this point, I literally love you so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!